All right, so chat, I just got a question. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, the devs went in and implemented Unbreakable Base Kit in the very next upcoming patch, which is 6.3.0. Will this make this game survivor sided? Will survivors be quote unquote OP like they was before? I'm gonna say a little bit of yes, but mostly no. And why? So check this out. First, I'm gonna start off with no. First, here's the thing: solo queue and Swifts are just two different worlds, and the thing that separates them is communication, or lack of communication, right? Lack of communication on the solo queues end. It could be a 3-man and a solo person, right? And that one solo survivor can throw the entire game, right? Or that one solo survivor, which is me, who's usually trying to play the game and actually win, is playing with the other people that's just messing around, right? So either way, I don't know what's going on. But if you are in a Swift, everybody's locked in, right? So I just want to compare and contrast the two, so that way you understand why I say, I have always said, to killer, even though killer don't know usually all the time if they're going against a Swift or a solo queue lobby, is if a killer is going against a Swift team, it is Swift sided. If the killer is going against solo queuing teams, it is killer sided, if that makes sense. But let me just get into why I think it's no. So solo queues to me in this patch may be a nightmare. Why? Because one, you're still gonna have a lot of survivors that's gonna be too altruistic at the hook, and that is just an easy moment for them to still go down. Keep in mind, Unbreakable Base Kit is cool that you can get up, but you still got survivors that's still gonna play the exact same way. They're gonna still run towards the hook. If a killer's camping at 5 gens, I'm sorry, you can't. Especially if it's like a Bubba, you might have to leave them, bro. Like, you might have to just leave them, right? And try to give the killer less kills as possible. But a lot of people don't understand that. Why? Because you gotta understand, I play solo queue, and I'm in a lobby with people who are friends, and I guess they feel like if they friend die, they die in real life, or they're not gonna be friends anymore. So instead of them saying, you know what, hey bestie, I'm gonna see you in the lobby, but we gotta knock out these gens to give the killer less kills, they're gonna run over into the basement where there's a trapper or there's a hag, and there's like a bunch of traps and all the other yada yada yada. So that's how the games are thrown, and I just don't think that base kit Unbreakable is gonna make that a difference. Sure, you'll be able to get up, but you gotta keep in mind you still have to know how to loop and mind game a bit. Right? At the end of the day, you got killers who can just kill, and it's easy to kill baby survivors because they're easy, right? They don't know how to loop, they just chuck pallets. So I just think the issue is going to cripple them because they're going to be just too altruistic, and you also got teammates who just don't know how to loop, and it's going to be a problem. Plus, at the end of the day, they're still going to be hiding in lockers, still going to be scary. Again, if you are a solo queuing survivor, I'm sorry, your MMR is low, right? So you're going to be getting bad teammates or just newer teammates, but your MMR is low. The game does not care about how well you can loop a killer. MMR simply counts, did you die or did you live? I have looped a killer literally for like 70 years. I'm not even lying to you. Like, I'm not lying. Like, I'm dead ass. I have looped a killer for like 70 years. And I'm talking about I still died, but yeah, I still scored the least because I only had boldness points while my teammates sat on gens, healed each other, and left. Right? So I'm not knocking your skill. Again, I try to get people to realize this game factors in RNG, not just skill. And it's just a lot of stuff that can, factor in whether you win or lose on both sides of killer and survivor, of course. So that's my point for solo queue. Now let me say why Swift is going to be a problem towards killer. It might be a nightmare. Okay, one, Swift is always stronger. I feel like if a killer is good, but they're going against a 4-man stack lobby to have thousands and thousands of hours, you might likely lose. It all depends on the killer you have, and even then, just a simple communication and call out. Hey, the gen's almost done. The door is open. The door 99. Don't loop them over here because we're almost done. I'm gonna take Victor on the chase while you guys. That is such valuable feedback, and I just feel like, imagine if you're trying to get a pallet stun on this killer. Now you can get up in 45 seconds. So imagine you're trying to be like, let's say twins, right? If you're Victor, it's gonna be really hard for you to slug and move around with the other twin, because now while you're trying to move around and pick up the people and you're trying to slug everybody, we can just get up. And that's not even counting if I have Unbreakable, which can get me up in 100% speed. If I have an Exponential, I can get up in 18 seconds with Unbreakable. If I'm under a pallet, Do you pick me up and risk somebody stunning you with the pallet, or do you leave me on the ground and risk getting stunned by the pallet by me anyway? Like, that can be a nightmare. And any killer that, you know, snowballs like the twins, Oni, Bubba, you know, who can instant down, that can be a problem now because we can actually get up ourselves. But also the fact, what's stopping us from bringing boons? It's already hard to find boons as it is. Like, yeah, as killer, you'll know the boons has been you know, activated, but you still have to find that boon. And now survivors can just bring you to just maps like Midwich, where it's hard for you to even find boons. You feel what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's gonna be a problem too. Same thing with Myers. You know, Myers want to get in his stalk and he can just down everybody. Well, we can get up. You know, so I just feel like that can be a problem. And then imagine a flashlight save or a flashbang, right? Again, I get these in solo queue as well. I do get good teammates in solo queue. But if you playing against the same squads, dude, I just do not want to be killer in this if it does go through. I personally don't think it's gonna go through, and I actually want to get into the pros and cons of this. The pro of this is the game won't drag out long. If I am the last one to get down, I will get morted and I'm out of the game. I don't have to wait 45 minutes for the killer to get the 4K. Even though they win at 3K, you can just chance that survivor's gonna get the hatch or not. But hey, you just want to get the game to last as long as possible so you can win ultimately. That's not gonna happen anymore if it does go through. So that's the pro. The con of it is that like the bad part is it's just gonna be less points. And I just believe that people care more about winning than just having fun. That's why there's meta builds. You know, that's why Dead Hard was really strong for a minute. That's why, you know, these mega slowdowns and stuff like that. I really believe that people care more about winning the game than having fun. And I feel like what's going to be the new meta, like right now, the meta for survivors is to just try to get gens done as fast as possible. And killers to try to slow down the game as much as possible. But now it's going to be for killer, let's get a killer like maybe Nurse with Starstruck. Or let's get a Bubba, let's get an Oni. And let's just try to down everybody as fast as possible to where we have the last survivor and the last standing. And let's just try to chance it with them. I think it's going to be challenging a little bit if they do go against a solo squad that's good. But it's just going to be unbearable and damn near impossible for a killer to try to down all 4 survivors in the Swift. But hey, please let me know what you guys think in the comments. I am pleased to hear every comment and thoughts. And if nothing else, yeah, I hope you guys have a blessed day. Stay safe out here, and yeah, peace.